Here's another grand adventure in remote work survival. So we're going to cover real quick how to map OneDrive. And then I guess while I'm talking about mapping OneDrive, let's briefly talk about what it is. So OneDrive is just cloud storage. And by cloud, it means it doesn't necessarily reside on UW campus. There are resources that reside on UW campus. I'm trying to limit our use of them except where necessary. And there are legitimate uses, but for the most part, the documents that you need to collaborate on either need to reside in SharePoint or they need to reside in OneDrive. Not only does Microsoft invest more in their data centers and security, it's just you don't need a VPN to access it. And you can store your working documents that you would normally put under documents or on your desktop or whatever in OneDrive. And if your computer suddenly loses its profile because of a Windows 10 update, your stuff is saved, at least the document portion of it is saved in OneDrive. And you can also back up your favorites there as well. So in order to map your OneDrive, you're going to go to the cloud icon with the slash through it where it says OneDrive not signed in. I tend to right click. It's going to bring this up. I'm going to click sign in. I'm going to use my ShareNet ID for this. The next screen that will pop up will be the familiar UW sign in screen. Sign in. Magic. So you don't have to adjust your settings here. I'm going to click next, 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 and you're done. All right, so let's take a look at where it's at. So ignore the one thing that this account does have in it. Normally, you'll just get this folder that says shared with everyone. So this means that if this was the only folder that you don't have anything in your OneDrive at the moment. So you could create a new folder. Let's call it test. So we've got this new folder test. Green check means that it's not only on the device that we're on, but it's in the cloud as well. So how do we see something that's in the cloud? Well, you'll be able to access it from here if you wanted to. A lot of people like to use the directory thing. Call me old fashioned, but I still like to use the web UI for whatever reason. Maybe it's because I got used to working on it like that. So we're going to go to view online. Let's put on our credentials real quick. Nope. Nope. And you can see that there's this test folder here. So that is how you map your OneDrive. You would save stuff into these folders. If you look and you see the cloud here, it means that I haven't actually clicked to access any of these. So while I can see them, and I'm not going to click on this because this is not my data, but there would be files in there and each file would have a cloud next to it. When you click on them, or I think you can click, does it say here? Gives you the share option. Okay, I think you have to actually click on it in order to get it to sync with the local computer. Now, say you have stuff that you've saved on your local computer, but you no longer need it, an actual copy of it saved on your local computer. then you can click on the free up space. So for example, say you have a really large Windows installer file, which is anywhere from whatever, 3 to 6 gigs. But you don't need a copy of it saved on your computer, because that's what you have here is a copy that's been cached that allows you to quickly access it. Then you can click free space. Now, just because you store something here, it doesn't mean that it's available to everybody. I'm going to use this as an example. Again, still not going to click on it, but this particular folder is shared. This is an overall account that I control. I have access to this, but like I said, I don't go into it. But the people that have access to this folder do not have access to the quote unquote shared with everyone or the test folder. So you can do this with folders, you can do it with individual documents, and it allows for smooth real-time collaboration on documents, because you would be able to see if somebody's inside of an Excel spreadsheet, for example. So that's your quick tutorial on OneDrive. For those who've been here for a while, start migrating stuff off of network resources when appropriate.